Hello, thank you for watching this YouTube channel. My name is Abdullahi Okoyemi Falade. In this content, we shall look at referencing of cell values in Microsoft Excel. The first thing we shall talk about is the relative referencing. Why do we call it a relative referencing? Before we even go into the concept of referencing in Microsoft Excel, as the name implies, we try to reference the value in a particular cell for a replicate purpose in another cell. It could be numbers, it could be text sometimes, but most times we reference a number value. So this referencing can come in different forms. The first form that we can have is the relative referencing. There is a number here in A12. You can see in A12 we have the figure 234. If I want to reference the figure 234 in the cell C13 using the concept of relative referencing, that means I want the value 234 to also apply in C13. So what I need to do, let me delete that so that I can start afresh. So what I need to do is to put my cursor here, press equality sign. So with just equality sign, you can reference a figure or a text in a particular cells into another cell. And you can see that the figure 234 appears here. However, you can notice that this figure is bolded. 234 is a bolded value, but when it was referenced, it wasn't bolded. So it will only give you the content. It might not give you the format of that figure. So that is one thing about referencing. So it's going to reference the major content in that major referencing cell. So we also have the absolute referencing. And one thing is in relative referencing is when you scroll to the right, it will not appear, nothing else will appear other than the 234 that has already appeared. So when you take it, no matter how you scroll it, you can see that something else is showing. So do you see that now? So if you look at this place, that means the B13 was referenced here. Do you observe that now? And if you look at this 234, it means the value in E14, in E14 was referenced here. So that is to tell you that when you are doing a kind of a relative referencing, you need to be very careful and see what was referenced and where it is coming from. And you can see when I click on those zeros, it's showing me a different source where they are referenced. So when you talk about a relative referencing, you only reference exactly what you need. And by the time you are scrolling through, it will reference different thing entirely. And it will only show you where the reference is coming from. So now, let's move on to the next form of referencing, which is absolute referencing. Absolute referencing is also called the system of dollarization. I have 234 in A12. If I want 234 to appear everywhere here, I'm going to reference 234 absolutely. So I will press equals 234. So it's going to show me A12. Now, I will need to lock it. I will need to dollarize it. So the dollar will appear before. You know, for every cell, we have the column and the row. So the column is numbered, the column is in letters, alphabetical letters, while the row is in, it's always in the numeric. So by the time you press F4, you will observe that there is going to be a dollar symbol before and after the letter. So in this case, you have already dollarized it. That's why we use the word dollarization. So there's going to be a dollar sign before A and after A. So meaning that you have referenced the figure 234 in A12 absolutely. So by the time you press enter, when you drag to the right, or you also drag down, everywhere you go, 234 will appear. That's why it is absolute. Everywhere you go, you find 234. Moving down to the next form of referencing, we have the mixed reference. So we have two types of mixed reference. We have the row locked and we have the column locked. So what do we mean by this? Like I said, for every cell, we have the column represented with the letters, English letters, and the rows in numbers. Now look at this. The figure 234 in A12 was referenced. And you can see in this that the value, the row is in numbers, was locked. That's why there is a dollar before 12. Let me take that again. You put equality sign here. You click on A12 and you put a dollar sign. You type a dollar sign. Once you put a dollar sign before 12, because 12 there represents the row, it means you are locking the row. That is why it is called row locked. So when I press enter, you have 234. So if I scroll down, I will always have the 234 because I locked the row. So the row is row 12. So anytime I scroll down the row, you can see now in row 30 I have 234, in row 31 I have 234, in row 32 I have 234, in row 33 I have 234. But any attempt to move to the right, going through the column, I will have something else. Do you see that? You see zeros. So it's not going to reference the 234 form because I only locked the row. So this 234 will only appears in the row. Okay, let's move forward. In the same vein, we also have locked, the column locked, which is also another version of mixed reference. Just like we did for the row reference, we are trying to reference the 234 in A12, but we want it to be locked at the column. So just like we did for that, is very easy. You put your equality sign here, equals, you press the, you click on the left click on the A12, and now because I want to lock the column, I'm going to press the dollar sign. You press enter. It means since you have already locked the column, it will always appear, the value will always appear as you move through the column. When you try to move down, trying to fill the row, you are getting something else. You can see now. So in this content, we have been able to look at the concept of referencing, both relative referencing, absolute referencing, or the concept of dollarization, mixed reference, which can either be row locked or column locked. Don't forget, when you row locked, you put the dollar sign at the numeric part of the referencing cell style. When you column locked, you put the dollar at the letter which represent the column, and it will appear accordingly. I hope you have learned something new in this content. As a take home and as an assignment, can you use this concept of referencing to come up with a multiplication table 12 using your knowledge of referencing, the mixed reference, absolute reference, or relative reference, whichever one that you want to use. I'll be happy to see your comments than the video content. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.